Hey, what's up guys? So this will be the unboxing of the Rough Country relocation bracket for the JL. Just got this in the mail 10 minutes ago. Comes with a box of hardware. If you can see that. There you go. And the bracket itself. It's got some weight to it. I think the specifications online said it was about 12 pounds, I think. Could be more, but it feels very heavy duty. This thing's rated to raise it up at 2 1/4 inches. It doesn't give you any specifications on how far it spaces it out, but I'm looking to move the tire further away from the body of the vehicle for a different purpose. I'll show you guys that later, but this is the width. And we'll go ahead and bolt this on and show you guys how that's done. Okay, so up next is a whole bunch of 13mm bolts. We'll go ahead and remove those. And don't forget to save these in a safe place, because you will be reusing them. Should have brought my power drill, but just do it all by hand today. Okay, so there was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there was a total of 8 13mm bolts. And with that, I believe this thing should just come right off. There we go. Okay. Might be a good idea to have a stool or something near you. So it might be a good idea to have a stool or a ladder or something small to where you can support the weight of that. Just didn't want it tugging on the electrical cord there any more than it had to. Okay, as you can see, the rear tire carrier is off, and now we can go ahead and install the Rough Country bracket here. Alright, so the instructions say to take off this panel so you can relocate the electrical wiring for the third brake light. And I guess this would have been a little bit easier with the carrier still mounted on the Jeep, but it's okay. So I went ahead and removed the screws all around with a T25 Torx bit. So this thing just comes out, and if you can see, the wiring goes along the perimeter there, and all you're doing is just lifting the wiring off this piece of plastic so it hangs down. So now that the wire hangs down, there you go. It's got more slack, a few more inches of room, and there won't be as much tension on it when we put it back. So let's go ahead and put this back on, like so. There we go. And I'll just put the T25 Torx screws all the way around and be right back. Alright, now that we got the stock carrier off, we can go ahead and put on the Rough Country relocation bracket. Let's see here, line up my holes. There we go. Just apply some pressure with one hand, keep your bolts nearby. And we're going to go ahead and use a stock factory hardware. Just thread these in a little bit so it will hold. could use an impact wrench or a power drill for this to make it a lot easier. But for those of you who don't have one, just know you can do it by hand. This might take a little longer. Not going to tighten it down all the way yet, just going to keep these to hold the bracket in place and then go around with the other 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so the instructions say tighten these bolts down to 18 pounds. I'm just going to do this because I have a torque wrench, and I'm going to go ahead and set it to 18 pounds here. There we go. Okay. You can tell pretty much after doing this for a while. There you go. Let's test again. There we go. Okay, so next up we have all the hardware that came with the kit. And these is what's going to mount the stock carrier onto our new bracket. So we got some bolts, washers, and locking washers. Go ahead and... Okay guys, now that we got the Rough Country relocation bracket on, we'll go ahead and take the bolts provided and with the locking washer and washer. And we'll go ahead and put the top 2 on to hold it in place and go around with the other 6, I believe. Rough Country relocation bracket on, and the stock tire carrier on top of that. It does push it out maybe an inch. We'll go ahead and see here when we mount the tire on. We got all the screws on pretty snug. The instructions say torque it down to 20 pounds. Just because I have a torque wrench, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And so that's what it's have to do. Okay, so there we go. Getting pretty tight. Just double one more time. There we go. It's 20 pounds. We're going to go ahead and put on the spare tire to test fit to see if these bump stops will still work. But I'm thinking that it's going to be a little too short from what I've seen in the video. So came prepared. Bought some PVC pipe just in case. And I couldn't find any black rubber footings, but got these tan ones. The worst case scenario, I could paint these later, but the whole point right now is just to make sure we're safe and make sure that these bump stops are firmly pushing up against the tire. It's like one fell off here, but this is the bump stop off of JL. These just stick in here like so, pushes up against it. Let's see if we need to extend these or see if these will do. Can't imagine doing this with a 35. There you have it. Bump stops are too short. So bump stops are about a 1/4 inch, maybe close, maybe about a 1/2 inch short. So that pushes firmly against the back tire. Okay, we'll definitely have to extend those. These rubber bump stops for the tire carrier, for the tires, are too short. So to extend this, it's going to be a $2 fix. Just pick up these rubber light tips at any hardware store. These are 1.25 inches. And all you have to do is just stick this in here, and it'll come out enough to make solid contact with a tire. This will most likely work if you're running the stock wheel like I am, and I have 34-inch tires, also 285, 75, 17s. So this will come out enough to push up firmly against the tire. So $2 fix. Pick these up at Home Depot. Again, here's the brand. Everbuilt rubber leg tips. They didn't have black, so I just went with this off-white cream color. Okay, got a little bit cut off with an X-Acto knife. Squeeze these in a bit. That's all I really needed, about ½ inch. So, should do the trick. There we go. Okay. Come on. Go ahead and tighten our lug nuts here. We'll be sure to torque these down to 59 pounds, as suggested. Go ahead and take a look at the back. There you go. That rubber foot is doing its job, pushing up firmly against the tire. Let me just feel it with my hands just to make sure. It's all the way, yep, it's good. It's alright, you can't see that well, but it's firmly pushing up against the tire and stopped against the inside of that rubber thing there, so it should be good. Double check this side. Yep, it's firmly up. It's pushing up against tire. We're shaking it. There's no rattle, so we're good. $2 fix. Some other guys, I think people who run different offset tires, like different offset wheels, the tires will be further extended out because this thing, this concave goes in further. Therefore, it makes contact with the carrier much sooner, and the end result is a tire further out from the body, maybe another inch or two compared to mine. So I picked this up for $1 just in case I needed it, but I don't need it because I am making firm contact. Okay, we'll put the end cap back on with my T40 Torx bit from the Jeep kit. There you have it. Rough country tire relocation bracket. Rubber bump, rubber foot legging, fully against the tire there to prevent rattle and to prevent tailgate pressure on the tailgate. And this thing does its job. It seriously raises it up a good that looks like about 3 inches there. And it does space it out a bit. And I think with this setup, I can clear my Rotopax now. So stay tuned for that for an upcoming video. But this is how you install the rough country relocation bracket for the Jeep Wrangler JL. Tons of space. Yeah, if I wanted a 35, I could fit that. Maybe even a 37. Got some dude wrapping M&M outside. Cool.